So these are the handbags that I basically don't reach for or really have to push myself to actually grab and carry, and some of the bags that I recently sold. Hi everyone and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. In case this is your first time watching one of my videos, hi, I'm Leslie. I'm so glad to have you here. On my channel I talk about all things luxury, in particular handbags, but I cover a wide range of topics. I film unboxings, reviews, collection videos. I just somewhat recently-ish posted my updated handbag collection video as of mid-2024, so check that out in case you're interested. I'll leave it linked up here and in the description box below. And chances are I will be referencing that video in today's videos, so stay tuned. I adore filming shopping vlogs, travel vlogs if I happen to travel, so if any of that sounds like a thing, I would love for you to consider subscribing and becoming part of my little YouTube family. I'm currently working on getting to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I can't do it without you. And obviously, if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So as I said at the beginning, today's video is going to be basically a mix of two topics that I wanted to touch base on. Number one, two handbags that were still included in my luxury handbag collection video that have since left my collection and why. And also a couple of bags that are still part of my collection that I really struggle to reach for, or I basically don't reach for at all. So let's get into it. Starting with the two bags that have somewhat recently-ish left my collection. If you're somewhat familiar with my collection, obviously you can't see everything behind me, but I do tend to switch it up a little bit. Maybe you notice some bags missing, maybe not, because one of the bags is usually stored like way up top. And that is my Balenciaga City in Ultraviolet. That bag just brought me so much joy purely because of the color. I apparently do have a soft spot for purple. I also have another purple bag in my collection by MCM. Purple just does something to me. I think like back in the day when I definitely wasn't able to afford any kind of luxury bags and I wasn't even aware of all the brands that are out there, so talk like the 2010s or like the early 2000s, I was definitely not in a position to buy luxury handbags, but that was like the Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen time, and they were rocking their Balenciaga Cities to death, and I loved the look, I loved the slouchiness in theory, but most importantly, I adored that color. So when I saw that bag on, I think it's called Luxury Helsinki, and I'm sure they'll have an Instagram, and if I remember, I'm going to include links to them as well. They don't know who I am, not sponsored in any way, but yeah, I snagged like such a good deal on that Balenciaga City. And when it arrived, I was super stoked, but I think I can count on maybe not one, but definitely two hands the amount of times that I wore that bag, and I've had it in my collection for numerous years. So at the end of the day, maybe it was like a mix of the structure. Generally, as you might be able to gather, I'm more of a structured bag kind of person, and the Balenciaga City is basically the opposite of that. So the lack of structure and maybe also like the whole controversy around Balenciaga, although that being said, that bag was definitely from way before all the controversy started. Yeah, maybe it was like a combination of things that eventually led to my decision to part ways with that bag. It was such a shame to like just have it sit in my collection. But at the end of the day, when it came to actually like letting go of it and finalizing the sale with the buyer, I felt nothing, like no remorse, no anything. So I think it was a good call letting that bag go. So yeah, one purple bag remaining in my collection. And yeah, so there is that. And the second one, which that hurt me a little more to let go of it, but yeah, I just had to come to terms with the fact that it was too small, and I think I've talked about that numerous times, and that is my Saint Laurent Solferino in the small size. I did purchase it in the outlet in Florence, alongside this bad boy right here. This sac de jour is going nowhere. Also, it wasn't like entirely smooth leather on the flap, and then the entire bag was like a woven material, also like leather, like woven leather. It was beautiful, and the lock mechanism, which comes on a couple of Saint Laurent bags where you twist the L of the YSL logo down and then you open up the flap. I adore that bag, but it was way too tiny. Generally, I do carry two iPhones with me and they're in cases, and basically with two iPhones and maybe a card holder, that's basically the max of what I was able to fit inside the Solferino. Maybe like a lipstick on top, although I don't really carry lipstick on me. That's basically it. And yeah, what's missing? Keys. I do have quite a number of keys, plus like fairly chunky key fob for my workplace. So yeah, I do have like a 6-ring key holder from Louis Vuitton, and there was no chance in getting all of that inside the Solferino. So at the end of the day, I was like, it's a gorgeous bag. I might be able to wear it, which I did when I purchased it in at the outlet close to Florence. Afterwards, we went to Rome for a couple of days, and there I did carry the Solferino because I didn't have a large key fob with me, just like, yeah, a hotel key card, and that was it. But yeah, I would be able to carry it on vacation, but that's basically it. And it just didn't make sense for me to keep it in my collection, so I let go of it. And I think maybe I broke even or made like $100 because obviously I bought it at the outlet. And the Solferino is very much still a bag style that you can get like full price at the boutique. Maybe not in the woven material, but the plain ones. So I think I broke even or made a little bit because I think, what did I pay? Like 1,500, give or take, at the outlet, and like new from the boutique, it's like 2,500. So the buyer made a great deal. I was happy to not make a huge loss on that bag, and yeah, that has also since left my collection, which leaves me with two Saint Laurent bags. My Sac de Jour, and down there somewhere else in the dust bag is my Toy Lulu, which I adore to pieces. That bag, I mean, albeit also on the smaller side, it fits a surprising amount of stuff. So 2 phones, card holder, pochette clé, Louis Vuitton key holder, like the 6-ring key holder. Everything fits inside there, plus a power bank, like battery pack, and a cord. I don't know, it's like Mary Poppins bag or like Hermione Granger bag. So there's that. Those are the 2 bags that have somewhat recently left my collection. Transitioning into, hopefully not, maybe a foreshadowing of some other bags that might leave my collection at some point. I don't know, I'm not sure yet, so let me know your thoughts. But one of the bags that I honestly can't remember the last time I wore it is my Pochette Métis. When did I purchase this bag? 2018, I think. So yeah, not quite on the height of its popularity anymore, but definitely still before all the like quality issues went down. Mine doesn't have any quality issues whatsoever. It does. It definitely has patinaed a little bit, but very evenly. I think I even sprayed it with this like apple guard thing, colonel, something along those lines, and I've had 0 issues. I just like covered the canvas parts just to spray and like protect the leather aspects. So yeah, it's been in my collection for quite a while. It also came to San Francisco with me, so it did get a lot of wear back then. But yeah, as I said, back then, that's like 2019. A couple of years ago, but since then, I don't know, maybe it's like, I mean, it's somewhat of a classic style, right? But on the other hand, because it was like so hyped up a couple of years ago, it's very much like oh, that's like a 2018 type of bag. But I mean, at the same time, Louis Vuitton definitely still does these, and apparently there's still a huge cult following because they've come out with an East-West style and like smaller ones and the tiny ones. And I recently tried on, I think it was called the wallet on chain metis. It was in leather, a little smaller, and it did have like a similar S-lock, no top handle, but a like a metal chain strap. That was beautiful. So apparently, like the Pochette Métis family is still going strong, but I don't know what's stopping me from using this. Let me know your thoughts if you own a Pochette Métis, or if you have owned at some point a Pochette Métis and maybe you decided to let go of it. Tell me why. Or if you're one of the unlucky people, which I think there are a couple that had some quality issues. At this point, I haven't like properly considered letting this one go, but maybe I should, because honestly, like the last time I wore this bag, definitely not this year, definitely not last year, because like half a year of 2023 I spent in London and I didn't take my Pochette Métis with me, and I think prior to that, yeah, so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I stopped loving you, because at one point I adored this bag to pieces. So yeah, that's definitely out of my like luxury handbags. That's definitely the one that gets the least wear. And we're not going to talk about my Birkin in this video because that's like a category of its own. And I think I've talked about my gripe with my Birkin 35 in a couple of videos at this point, so I don't want to bore you. So that's definitely my least worn designer bag. Let me... should have prepared a little more. Hold, please. I have to grab them from up there. All right, I'm back. I have 3 more bags to show you. 2 that do get a decent amount of wear, but I have to really push myself to, yeah, A, realize that I haven't worn a specific bag in quite a while, and B, that I should bring it out. But this bag, I don't think I've ever carried, like ever. it's a Dooney & Berg bag. You could argue that it's not a proper luxury bag, and you would be right in that because Dooney & Berg, like from a pure price point perspective, definitely it doesn't compete with like Bulgari, Saint Laurent, Louis Vuitton. But still, I wanted to mention it. I purchased this, I think, is it called the Florentine satchel on Vestiaire Collective for somewhat of a bargain of a price, so it doesn't hurt me that much that it doesn't get anywhere. But I think when it comes down to why I don't carry my Florentine satchel, I think it's the color. For some reason, also like this is the only brown bag in my collection, and that basically tells you something. For some reason, I can't get behind wearing brown and cognac caramel shade type of bags. I think I do that subconsciously because maybe it doesn't go with my coloring as much. I don't know. I have yet to do one of those color analysis courses, and maybe that will give me an insight in why I don't carry brown bags. Or the coach might tell me that brown and like warm shades would actually look amazing on me. Who knows? Yeah, definitely on my to-do list. 2 more bags that, as I said, I do occasionally wear, but it's always like a conscious decision of, okay, I should actually be wearing this bag. And I did mention I have another purple bag. Here it is. Oof, that's the back side. Here's the front. It's from MCM. The Balenciaga was in an even more like bright and vibrant shade of purple, and it did have like, obviously the leather was different. It did have like some light reflecting of it. But yeah, this is my MCM Milla, and it does hold some sentimental value to it, which is probably one of the reasons that it hasn't left my collection yet. Also, MCM doesn't hold its value like at all, so it's not even worth considering selling it, because maximum I get like 200 bucks for it, which that's not worth it to me. It also has, it has this stuffing in there and like a thick shoulder strap. I tend to not wear like top handlebags with the shoulder strap, but it's always nice to have it. And yeah, so I do wear it occasionally. I did recently wear it. I think even I might have vlogged that day. But yeah, it's a gorgeous bag. It does fit a lot. It's just like a conscious effort to like decide to wear it, which that shouldn't be the case. With bags in your collection, you should actually be excited to grab a bag and carry it. And I am, like, once I leave the door, I'm excited to carry it and I'm happy with it. And yeah, it goes amazingly with a surprising amount of outfits. But yeah, the step to getting to actually carrying it is always, I don't want to say a struggle, but it's a conscious decision that I have to make. So there's that. And the second bag that basically falls in the same category is my Louis Vuitton Lock Me 2 or Lock Me Tote. Same thing, like once I leave the door and carry this bag, maybe the lighting kind of washes it out, but it is like a black bag. Once I leave the door and carry it, I love it. It's on the heavier side. There's a lot of leather to it. It does have feet, which is great. But yeah, once I leave the door, I really enjoy carrying it, but it's always like, oh right, I do have that leather bag from Louis Vuitton. Maybe I should reach for it, which again, in an ideal world, you should be really excited to grab every single bag in your collection. And yeah, that's sadly not the case. Like as it is right now, that may change in the future, but currently it's like, okay, I haven't worn her in ages. Let me grab her. So yeah, there's that. And that basically wraps up this video. I just wanted to quickly like talk about a couple of bags that have left my collection and that are still part of my collection, but maybe don't get the love that they deserve. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know your thoughts on the bags that I talked about, and I would love to hear your thoughts on maybe bags that you recently sold or bags that are sitting in your collection and don't get the amount of wear that you had hoped for when you purchased the bag. I would love to hear about it in the comments below. And yeah, if you enjoyed today's video, I would love for you to give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and I'm gonna catch you in one of my next videos. Bye.